As since we just started the recording, I have to say this was a wonderfully shocking moment to see that Rebecca is wearing a short. I made these, baseball tees with my short film culture, um, and I mean, I haven't seen one of these shirts in literally decades, and you have one, and you're wearing it. I mean, that's truly amazing. Related in a sense, it was a 60-second no cuts movie, and now I have a 90-minute no cuts movie, um,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited to see that short. the the concept came out of inspiration from a Belarusian filmmaker, as well as Francis Coppola, as well as German filmmaker I know, and who, you know, uh, in their different ways, wanted to explore in their own films the way that the human response to a cutless movie is so different than a cutful movie, cutty movie. Um, I was aware that I had no opportunities to cut to a close-up, no opportunities to fix a performance, no opportunities to switch between wide and close through cutting. So it was very clear to me that the camera operator was essentially a character or the narrator of a novel. So would come in close, to get into one person's head, or sometimes become observational by stepping away, and how that dance happens between the characters was pretty well blocked in advance. Of course, then when you're improvising, certain things happen, and it doesn't go exactly as you planned. But it was, when I think through the whole movie, it was pretty meticulously blocked in advance. And the idea was to tell a story where it's about me and my brother, who are having trouble separating, and sort of the codependence of our musical twin relationship. And so to have no cuts as we're trying to cut the cord to some degree seemed like a nice, little metaphor. And at the very end of the movie, as we walk away from each other and the credits start, it starts cutting. So that was a choice that, like, okay, now then it becomes like a movie, but only in the last few seconds. Yeah, I mean, it also meant working with people who could improvise. So pretty much everyone in the movie is a performer of some sort. Lara Louise is a singer, and Tongo is a poet, and Brian Bell, is the guitarist for Weezer. I mean, these are all people who know how to perform, and so, and I also knew them well enough to know that they could perform naturally and really bring a sense of real life into their characters. At the same time that there's humor, and there's stuff that's where the slight exaggeration of the characters makes everyone a little bit funny. A lot of them, well, there's a mix. So he wrote, there's one song that was written as a theme song for the movie, and that's Brothers Keep Going Anyway, which he's kind of trying to teach me through the whole movie, because we're hoping our dad is going to show up at a gig so we can play it for him. And then, Dad just keeps not showing up. And so that song was written as a theme song for the movie. And then a lot of the other ones were ones he kind of finished the writing for the movie, and then broke apart pieces of the songs to create the musical themes for the score of the movie. So the music is definitely tailor-made for the movie, but with some stuff that had existed in previous forms. That these were all things that I think, having traveled a fair amount and had experiences, I guess, in life, I was realizing that there was something special. That San Francisco is a really special place. North Beach is a really special neighborhood, and my 99-year-old father, with all his charms and his flaws, is a special individual. Um, and I also know that in order to get to the heart where an audience is moved by a story, you need to be as specific as possible. It's like the idea, oh, tell a universal story, tell an everyman story. No, like make a very unusual story about, identical twin brothers playing music in the streets of North Beach. It's not, oh, I can't relate to that. Like, no, but the audience last night at our premiere, they were laughing, they were crying, and then afterwards saying, I was thinking so much about my mother or my sister, or my ex-boyfriend or whatever. There was just so much emotion in the audience, because the hyper-specificness of beautiful North Beach, San Francisco, and 99-year-old Herbert Gold, living in his one-bedroom apartment in Russian Hill. Those specifics that I know and love so well because I grew up there, become a universal for the audience, even if they have no connection to North Beach. I had written a scene. When I say write it, I'd sort of paragraph it. I didn't write lines. Mostly didn't write lines, but I knew that, my brother and I meet this wonderful Dutch woman, and she's helping us to maybe find a gig, and we go to another bar, and I had written in that someone shows up who is famous, and I try to get that famous person to help my brother's career in music, and then he starts hitting on the woman that I've brought in and potentially stealing her away from me. So that was, loosely the structure of the scene, and so I pretty quickly started thinking that I wanted Brian, who I knew, and I knew also was a great actor, and he's been studying very diligently and seriously studying acting for a few years now, and I knew that about him. We're always talking about acting, talking about how to make a scene work, and it's what we it's what we connect on. And so I really wanted him to be that person, because it's he has everything that scene needed, the charm, the humor, the sort of ability to play himself in a way that is just slightly turned up so it's funny, and yet it's totally real. It's not like he's doing a shtick at all. It's like super real, but like the audience were laughing their heads off at it because he just snakes right in there with the woman, and shuts me out of the conversation. It worked really nicely, and there was pretty complicated choreography too, because it's a scene in a bar and the camera's moving in and out, and the perspective is changing because it starts with my brother and he's getting ready to play a song, and then it goes to me, and then there's really a lot of choreography that had to happen, and so to have everyone be on point and like still improvising and still forgetting that the camera's here now, and it's he did a great job.